Hey Dr. B, how's it going? This is the Spark Book video, the last one for chapters 9 and 10. For chapter 9, it was mostly about exercise and its effect on the aging process. I talked a lot about older individuals and different diseases that can come about in them, and how exercise can prevent lots of these mental and physical diseases. So for chapter 9, some interesting things I wrote down were in 1900, the average age of death was 47, so that's very low, but today it's over 76 years old. The average 75-year-old suffers from 3 chronic medical conditions and needs 5 different prescription medications every day. So that's not a great thing. Those over 65 years old, most of them above 65 suffer from hypertension. 2/3 are overweight, and almost 70% have diabetes. 20% have diabetes. I read that wrong, but still, that's a high number. The leading killers are heart disease, cancer, and strokes, which make up 61% of deaths over the age of 65. Cool quote that a doctor in the book said was that the same things that kill the body kill the brain. And that's very true. Mental and physical diseases are tied together through the cardiovascular system and the metabolic system. A few examples about this from the book are that obese individuals are twice as likely to develop dementia, and individuals with heart disease have a much higher chance of developing Alzheimer's. The third one was diabetes increases your chance to develop dementia by 65%. So that's a crazy thing, just by having diabetes and being overweight, for the most part. That's what it's from. Increases your chance of developing dementia by 65%. Another big topic this chapter talked about was the question of how some people live to be 100 years old and are still active and moving around just fine, and then some can be falling apart at 60, 70 years old, even younger sometimes. Talked a lot about apoptosis, which is cell death to clean up damaged or dying cells. This apoptosis this helps the body and decreases your risk of developing cancer by removing all those dead cells. So the last little chunk I have is going over cognitive decline and then emotional decline. So cognitive decline, loss of memory, loss of feeling of yourself in older individuals can be a big thing. Cognitive decline varies from person to person, and the effect can be very different as well. Emotional decline, we talked about cranky old people and the causes of that, why they are sometimes like that. A big reason is because as you get older, your body lowers in testosterone and estrogen, which can change your mood drastically. Another reason for being cranky is loss of friends, careers, relationships. All this can cause depression. It just changes your mood as you get older. Depression can increase your risk of dementia, so that's an important topic and something to look at in older people. Older people's bodies weaken over time, their energy levels decline, so all these things combined can change the mood of these older people. A study from Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center says that people who feel lonely or feel empty, or a sense of no sense of direction, have double the chance to develop Alzheimer's. So I thought that was very interesting and kind of sad. Other important things they went over, topics were for old people to stay healthy are eat light and eat right, as they said, exercise easy and consistently, and then keep learning to keep your mind right. So the application for this chapter 9 is just knowing all these things will help me as people in my life get older, as I get older. Not that I'm as old as this yet, but one day I will be, so helping my parents out or grandparents, and then people I work with as well in my future career. So that's it for chapter 9. Flip over to chapter 10 here. Chapter 10 was about aerobic activity and its effects on the brain. Started off by just highlighting that exercise is the single most powerful tool to optimize the brain's function. So I started that right away in the first or second paragraph of the chapter. Went over lots about how exercise is coded into our DNA. Our ancestors had to hunt for our prey thousands of years ago. They would have to hunt for hours and days, tracking down animals. So making our bodies kind of relive that by running, jogging, walking, and sprinting here and there is very beneficial. They said we have to use our bodies like we did in the past, not only to improve our bodily functions, but to keep our mind and brain function on the right path. Some type of movement every single day is very important. The last few things I thought were interesting, and I wrote down, went over walking, jogging, and sprinting or running. So walking at 55 to 65% of your maximum heart rate will increase the distance you can walk, getting you in better shape. And this also burns fat just by walking a good amount. Jogging at 65 to 75% of your maximum heart rate will also burn fat, but will also burn glucose at the same time. So that will get you in better shape and help your body even more. Even this moderate intensity workout can release adrenaline in your body just by jogging, which will be beneficial time to time. Running at 75 to 90% of your maximum heart rate puts the body into a state of emergency, as they call it. Also, it changes your metabolic system from aerobic to anaerobic because the muscles won't have enough oxygen to keep running. They'll start to use creatine and glucose instead of the oxygen that they do not have. So I thought that little bit of information was interesting, and that's all for chapter 10. But the application for this chapter, I guess it's the same as every other one, but like you said in class, it's repetitive for a reason because it's very important. So the application is just that aerobic activity on the brain, impact on the brain is very important, and we see the effects on certain individuals that don't do this. Lots of diseases, cancers, and brain diseases, problems can pop up out of nowhere because of not exercising. So I thought this chapter was very interesting and cool, just like all the other ones. So I'm glad I got to read this book and write down all these notes because I definitely learned something from every single chapter. So thank you.